Hello everyone. This video is how to set up an application that allows accessing Microsoft Graph calls without app registration on your or other customer tenant. Sometimes there are scenarios that require multi-tenant authentication and access to Microsoft Graph API, but in an on-demand basis. So we don't know exactly what tenant we are authenticating against, and will provide consent to our app when we connect to Microsoft Graph authenticated against certain tenant. So we start with creating an app registration, which is only one required in this scenario, and which we will be using to authenticate against different domains. In the Azure AD, create an app registration. And make sure you select accounts in organizational directory, any Azure AD directory, multi-tenant, or this option when we can also authenticate the personal accounts. But for this scenario, I just want to do multi-tenant. Provide the redirect URI. In your scenarios, it can be anything. I will show you later what is this for me. And create a registration. Just make sure you have the details of the client ID and then the client secrets, which you can generate here. So generate new client secret, so we can then link our custom application, which will be authenticated towards some selected tenant when the user is logging in into your custom application. Okay, the next step is to create a custom web application. So I was using Node.js example, Express, this is .env file as an example for you, which you can use. So cloud instance, specify login.microsoftonline.com, because I will be authenticating against some unknown tenant. Tenant ID common in this scenario. Client ID will be the client ID or application ID from the app registration that we've done previously. Client secret will be from the same app registration as well. Redirect URI, because I'm using the local host for this scenario, this is why I provided those redirect and post-logout redirect URIs. Graph API endpoint will be just graph.microsoft.com, and express session secret, some unique combination of characters. So in my example, I'm using the MSAL authentication, so I provide my variables here from the env file, and in the authentication, when I'm trying to call the graph authentication, I'm specifying what user permissions or user consents I need to obtain for this app specifically. In this scenario, I just wanted to-do lists or tasks, so I just request user.read, so I get an information about the user profile, and tasks.readWrite. And let's see what's going to happen when I try to authenticate using some custom tenant. Okay, now I'm running the application and try to connect to or sign into the tenant that I'm a member of. I'm providing the user account. Just say yes. And now if I go acquire a token to call the Microsoft Graph API, it should ask me for consent, right? So it says permissions requested, and because I specified tasks, read write, and that's why it asks me right now. So I didn't need to go in that tenant and put the app registration, so I can just call it like this. I say accept and proceed to the page. So here right now, because I used an example application, it just displays me these details. But after I did this, after I authenticated, I can do some other operations with Microsoft Graph. And that is all for today. Um, if you like the video, please put like, subscribe to the channel, and push the bell button to subscribe for the notifications. And see you soon.